Hello everyone, myself Rajashri Kumbhar working as Assistant Professor at Department of Information Technology of AISSMS Institute of Information Technology Pune. Today we are addressing a fundamental challenge in modern computing. How do we organize information that arrives as a relentless, never-ending streams? We live in an era of constant data flows from live news feeds and social media updates to system logs and sensor readings. While traditional clustering methods require seeing all the data at once before making a decision, we need a way to organize information as it arrives second by. The solution to this problem is an elegant incremental approach known as the single pass clustering algorithm. Think of it as a swift sorter that makes decision on the fly. Instead of waiting for a complete data set, it processes each new document on data item the moment it arrives. It either assigns that item to an existing group or create an entirely new one. Because of its design, it's purpose built for the speed and efficiency required in real time environments, particularly in information retrieval and text mining. Let's examine the architectural blueprint that makes this possible. First, it offers one pass efficiency. As an online algorithm, it sees each document only once and never needs to look back. Second, there are no predefined bins, meaning you don't need to know the number of clusters in advance. The algorithm creates them as needed. Third, it is fast and memory efficient, requiring minimal resources. However, there is a trade-off. Order matters. The final clusters are dependent on the sequence in which documents are processed. A different sequence can lead to different organizational result. A live example to understand the mechanics. Let's look at a live setup. We have three documents: D1 data mining techniques, D2 information retrieval systems, and D3 mining data and knowledge. To decide where they go, we establish a sorting rule, a similarity threshold of zero point 0.4. If an item similarity score to an existing cluster is greater than or equal to zero point 0.4, it joins that cluster. Otherwise, it starts a new one. Step 1. The first document arrives. When our first document D1 data mining techniques enter the sorting area, the process is straightforward. Since there are no existing clusters to compare it against, the algorithm automatically creates the first cluster, cluster C1, and passes D1 inside it. Step 2. Processing the second document. Next, document 2 information retrieval system arrives. The algorithm calculates the similarity between D2 and our existing cluster C1. In this case, the similarity is found to be less than our zero point 0.4 threshold. There, because the similarity is too low for D2 to join C1, the algorithm makes a decision to form a new cluster, cluster C2 specifically for D2. Step 3. Processing the final document. Finally, document D3 mining of data and knowledge arrives. It is compared to the existing clusters starting with C1. This time the similarity between D3 and C1 is high, greater than the zero point 0.4 threshold. Consequently, D3 is assigned to the very first matching cluster it finds, which is C1. The final result sorted. Now that we have processed all three documents one by one, we can see our final landscape. The algorithm has successfully grouped them into two distinct clusters based on our similarity threshold. Cluster C1 contains documents D1 and D3, while cluster C2 stands alone with D2. In evaluating this method, we must look at a balanced scorecard. The advantages are clear: blazing speed and a design built for big data and streaming datasets. However, we must remain mindful of the limitations. As we mentioned, order is critical. If we had processed D3 before D2, we might have seen a different cluster structure. Furthermore, the threshold is a key, as the quality of your cluster depends on entirely on choosing the right similarity score for your specific data. Now we will see some real world applications of this algorithm. It is used for news article grouping where breaking news stories about the same event must be grouped in real time. It powers search result organization categorizing hits into thematic group on the fly. It is also vital for general document clustering of large archives and real-time data analysis such as identifying emerging trends or anomalies in live sensor logs. In conclusion, single pass clustering is a simple and highly efficient tool for on the fly tasks. Its core strength is its ability to handle dynamic and streaming data in a situations where speed is more important than archiving perfect cluster quality. It remains an ideal pillar for modern information retrieval systems. To help visualize this, imagine a conveyor belt at a recycling center. A worker stands by the belt and as items come down one by one, they must decide immediately which bin to throw them in. They don't have time to stop the belt and look at every single piece of trash to find the perfect arrangement. They see a plastic bottle and since they already have a plastic bin, they toss it in. If they see a light bulb and don't have a bin for glass yet, they pull a new bin off the stack right then and there. The goal isn't a perfect, exhaustive inventory, it's to keep the belt moving and the floor clear in a real time. That's all for today. Thank you.